What is this?
It's a little thing that my lawyers and agents drafted up, and I guess it's something they wanted us to both sign.
Saying what?
It's a kind of non-disclosure agreement, but I guess it's totally a formality at this point since you're not writing about me.
Dean, this is crazy. I'm not signing this.
You can take it home if you want.
Dean, I'm not signing it.
But you said you aren't writing about me.
Obviously, I am writing about you. For one thing, after Gloria, you're the freaking face of the tragedy. It's unavoidable. Every other news item either features you or talks about you or...
Right. But I don't think this says that you can't write about me. I think it's more what you write about me, and if you read it, you'll see it cuts both ways. We each basically get approval.
You are not going to tell me what I can and can't write. You don't, own this experience, Dean. You are aware of that, right?
With all due respect, Kendra, don't I? Or at least a little more than you? You weren't there. You were at Starbucks. Nothing happened to you.
Oh, but everything happened to you.
Were Miles' last words to you? Or how about Ani? Do you know the sound she made between the first and the second bullet? Does that sound keep you up at night? Or what about Gloria? Do you know what the look is in a person's eye right before they shoot themselves in the face? No, but this is my lived experience, my actual life, and I can't have you tarnishing it with your...
With my what?
With your ambition, Kendra. I just can't have you profiting from my trauma.
Your trauma? Do you think I wasn't affected by this?
How?
I lost friends, Dean!
Friends? Kendra.
Do you know what it was like to stand outside that building and watch them cart away body after body and not know who was in a bag and who wasn't?
Are you really going to sit here and tell me you actually considered any of those people your friends? When you made it no secret what you thought about that place or how much better you were than everyone else. When you tore apart everyone else's work and ambitions behind their backs. When we were all either competition to you or worse, just an audience to the tragedy of your thwarted genius. Ani and I were the only people who put up with you, and that's because we had to. And honestly, if you hadn't excused yourself to Starbucks, Gloria would have killed you.
But she didn't. And here we are, the survivors. So, what's the threat here? If I don't sign this, you're going to defame me in your memoir. You'll tell the whole world that I thought I was better than you, that I was competitive. Fine, go ahead. I was not there to be liked. I was there to be a writer.
All I'll say is that you're writing an exploitative book to save your non-career.
Exploitative?
You're not some sort of investigative journalist. No one is asking you to write this, and there's nothing that qualifies you to write it either. And honestly, I think you know this, which is why you're bending over backwards with this whole crap concept about victims. You are not a victim, you are just a leech, a parasite. And that whole concept about victims are just to pad a portfolio of blog posts about dresses.
What is it, Dean? What exactly are you afraid I'm going to say about you?
Why can't you just admit what you're doing?
What am I doing?
You're trying to ruin me. You are trying to ruin me, and I don't know why. I don't know what I ever did to you.
What are you talking about?
I read that chapter that you wrote about Miles, and you know I was not that type of person.
What type of person?
You said that he was mistreated, that I was threatened by him, suspicious of him.
Which you were.
Not because he was black.
Then why was it, Dean? You certainly didn't treat any of our other interns that way.
You don't know how I treated the other interns because you were never there. And what does my relationship with the interns have to do with Gloria?
Dean, you do not exist outside of reality. Gloria does not exist outside of history. No one is calling you racist, but I'm not going to pretend we worked in some race-neutral place. I am describing what that world was and what happened in it. That is all. I'm sorry I can't erase your privilege.
You are so full of shit.
You know, a bad thing happened to both of us. To all of us. But you seem to think it happened only to you. And why is that? Because you went to Gloria's dumb party and she saved you? Because you were a witness to everyone's last moments? You are aware that the rest of the world has moved on from Gloria, correct? Every other week, there's another tragedy, another shooting. Every other week, there's another disgruntled somebody mowing down a movie theater, or a kindergarten, or a shopping mall, or a doctor's office. With every bullet that has passed through their guns, Gloria has receded farther and farther into memory, becomes a shorter and shorter sentence in the annals of American violence. You didn't survive the Holocaust,
You
Dean.
don't know what I survived.
You know, I think I just realized what Gloria actually did. She didn't save you, did she? She thought she was giving you your life back, but there was no life there to give back. What was all this worth, Dean? What's your end game? You don't actually believe a career as a writer is on the other side of this, do you? As what? A memoirist? What was all of it worth? Do you still think you're in some race? What was all of that worth, all that networking, all that self-righteousness, all that slaving away in a cubicle as Nan's lapdog? Was it really worth the 15 minutes you're living as a footnote in the life of our office freak?
You know, I haven't written my ending yet, and this will make it an interesting scene.
Have you really been sitting here this whole time thinking about what kind of a scene this would make? How you could write this all down? This is so sad.
Just be careful you don't wind up in my book.
Be careful your book doesn't wind up in my book. Don't you see, Dean? It's over. Every breath you've ever taken, every dream you've ever dreamt, Gloria took it. They even renamed your memoir to Gloria. But hey, maybe it's time to move on, Dean. Maybe those zine dreams are over. Maybe that life is dead. Maybe that life means nothing now. Your life means nothing. It's time to cut your losses and start over.